Ah, Reh hat mir was zu essen geholt.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Chronic here, bringing a tutorial today on how to upload your Twitch TV live. All you're gonna want to do is click it, and then go to settings.
Yeah, I loved it. Loved it. This semi-final, though, as good as the previous one was,
Yeah.
I have belief that this can be better.
You're making a prediction on the off.
Once you're at the settings page, you're gonna want to go down here. I'll disable mine. So when you go to this page, you're gonna go down.
Alter, wie lange wollen die einen Break machen?
loved it.
Loved it. This semi-final, though, as good as the previous one was.
Yeah.
Down here.
He still doesn't have quadruple Reaper. And then into Bio. Might be a plan of that. So plus the down
And representing Europe. And representing Europe. Defensive play. Aggressive as possible. And at the same time, that's
There's no defense at the front of play.
Oh.
So high. Wow! MVP gave it his. And he's gonna land! He's landing! Yes,
innovation!
Oh, GG!
Welcome back to the WCS Season 1 Finals.
Wow!
We're at the end of all
MVP
things
gave it
here
his
in
all.
Season
Was
1.
up
You really are, and it might be the end of all things sooner than later if SOS
Innovation.
can't pull out a couple
Against the
wins
all
against his
in.
opponent.
What a
Innovation.
series,
See
Apollo.
what he can do in Game 3 here. The map is going to be Akalon Waste, but so far, Innovation certainly looking like the stronger player. SOS is going to need to dig deep for this one.
And as we say that, though, it took Solkey last week a little bit of time to adapt.
It did, yeah.
And once he hit his stride, he really pinpointed Innovation's weaknesses and took advantage of them.
You know, I feel, too, that Solkey really had a mission plan. You know, he had, like, a real distinct idea about what he was going to do. SOS coming into this with having literally only an hour or so of planning. Like, there's a big, big difference. He didn't have all the coaching staff, all the analysts helping him out, helping him prepare for the match. He's kind of winging it. He's the type of player that can handle that, but it's still not going to be easy.
So used to.
And here we are, Akalon Waste, Game 3. SOS, the blue Protoss player from Woongjin Stars, fighting for his life against his red Terran opponent, STX Soul's Innovation.
Here we are.
In as
Game
many
number
finals
1, semifinal number 2 here.
as can
The
be in
WCS
2
2013
weeks.
season 1
Yeah,
grand
pretty
final.
much. The Hellbat Man. Last week was the Dark Knight.
Right.
This week, the Hellbat rises.
that's
Hellbat Man
right.
rises.
Down here.
It is
in
true.
the bottom
So far.
left,
So far,
representing
so
his
good
team,
for Innovation.
SCII
But
representing Europe.
SOS
It is MVP.
keeps telling us he's got these builds, man, and of course, this may be a chance for him to show them.
Many people consider him
We'll see.
the best player in the world. He is
And Terran having a pretty solid advantage, 28 to 20 on Akalon Waste so
Before
far.
we get into this prediction,
Definitely looking pretty
James
good,
coming out.
and you know, a big part of that as well
I
is
will
that
go with him.
it's fairly
I know a
easy
lot
to
of people
drop
want him to
aggressively
take it
on
out,
this
but I
map.
actually
I mean,
think that he
you can get at the bases
will
from
make
multiple
it out.
angles. It's a
And I think
relatively
it's all gonna
small
come down
map.
to
It's
a
a
few
little bit narrow as
set
well,
defensive
so you can bring
hits.
medevacs in from
For
both sides
GG,
very
great.
easily, and doing things like that, splitting up the Protoss army to defend the drops, and then moving in with your main push in the front. Really, really is a difficult thing for Protoss to hold, and no doubt Innovation's going to try to exploit that as best he can this game.
Well, here we go. The first scout in for SOS sees that barracks completing. Gotta go ahead and check that gas and realize that means Reapers.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to see that immediately. He's going to know what's up. And we'll see if he can kind of stop that Reaper from doing much more than it did last time.
There we go. He's got to head out of the base right now, too.
And Castle Jun is just like driving the crowd insane, man. I don't know what he's
right.
saying, but they're very excited. Maybe they just love Reapers. But really what Terran doesn't, you know?
Here we go. Pylon on the side this time. As the first Reaper is out on the map and coming across Innovation. Actually, eBay blocking the expansion of his opponent this game.
Yeah, it's too bad he didn't see that because he could have shut that down really early. As is, it's going to be annoying for him to deal with. Oh, the Zealot meeting the Reaper halfway across the map. And Innovation wasn't paying attention for a second. Took some damage on it. SOS, though, needing to go back home, trying to use that
the
brush. Yep.
To actually get some free hits and zone out that Reaper. Some very clever micro from SOS.
And this is a really smart call, too, for SOS to just send that Zealot across the map because it does kind of keep Innovation at home. He's going to need that Reaper to defend.
And here we go. Stalker is out on the map now. SOS comes to expand.
Yeah.
And guess what he finds? A clunky engineering bay.
Exactly. So he's going to need that Zealot to take it out quickly, but it shouldn't be that much of an issue. But really, I think kind of the big story there was denying that Reaper Scout, denying any sort of Reaper damage from Innovation. It was a nice little bonus for SOS this game. Meanwhile, we do have 2 engineering bays going up for Innovation back in his base, getting that second command center as well. So really, really fast upgrades for this guy. Is going to take a little bit of a hit in the army size, but he counts that as worth it.
Absolutely. Well, finally that eBay gets canceled. Nexus down for SOS. This Reaper still tooling around, trying to find an opening, and he's going to get up into that main base for a little scouting. +1 attack already on the way for Innovation, so some very early upgrades from our SCX Soul player.
Got the Reaper, and he didn't really give it a lot of scouting either. So, again, a really good start for SOS, but we've seen this before. We've seen good starts from SOS in Game 1, and then maybe not Game 2, but that was a little bit weird. But really, it's more about the mid to late game. Can SOS put pressure on his opponent? Can he deny that pressure, and can he go into a strong late game? It really is all about the late game setup, I think, right now, if SOS is going to continue to kind of play the way he did in Game 1.
And here we go. 2 Stalkers coming up. They're going to find a force of Marines waiting at the top of the natural with a bunker building. He can guess what's coming in next. And that'll be the CC landing there at the natural of Innovation.
Yeah. A very similar looking build right now for SOS to what we saw in Game 1. Going for the Robo and also going for that single forge too. And we'll see if he adds on that Twilight Council later. But so far it's looking a little bit similar. Yeah, there's the +1 armor as well. Innovation. I made a mistake earlier. I said he had 2 engineering bays, which was true, but they both weren't in his base. One of the ones that was building was still the one blocking it. So just 1 engineering bay being used right now anyway for Innovation.
And he's pushing out on the map a little bit. +1 attack nearly complete for him. +1 armor coming up for SOS.
Pretty normal builds for both of these guys so far.
And we're just going to be sitting here waiting for the players to decide what the next step is. And in this situation, what are we going to see, Don?
Well, I mean, we're going to see, I think, from Innovation, at least some very standard stuff, continuing to add on the barracks, add on the medevacs, add on the upgrades. He's going to do this little push, it looks like, to kind of capitalize on the fact that he has +1 finish. If his opponent has largely Stalkers, he can push in and do some damage. Those 2 sentries, though, are going to help SOS a lot. On the SOS side, though, we have a Warp Prism on the way along with this +1. So maybe we'll see some Zealots dropped into the main. It's very possible that we also, too, might see a DT drop, as we do see the Twilight Council coming out, too. Now, it's going to take a while. Oh, a nice cutoff there.
He does split up the forces of Innovation, however.